What's up, Tech2B? Today we're going to be teaching you how to convert a non-tubeless bike into a tubeless bike. So as we have here, we have a Cannondale Catalyst, and it does not have tubeless ready tires nor rims. So we're going to hack this thing together and show you guys how it's done. Now we're going to put our rim tape on. So here we have some Gorilla Tape, but it's too wide, so we're going to cut it in half and then tape up the rim. And this is kind of a hack, but not really. So if you can, I would use regular rim tape, but this is going to work fine for us. So what I was telling him was that you want your rim tape to be just narrower than the bridges of your rim, so it fits in there without interfering with the fitment of the tire. So now you have to pop through the valve stem so you can, or pop through the tape so you can put the valve stem in. I'm using a screwdriver, real fine one, so you can just finish it with this. So that will give a tighter seal, because you don't want to cut it too big because then it won't seal up good. So right there, it makes an airtight seal. So now we can pop the tire on and put some sealant in it. Okay, so you want to fill up with sealant until you have a little puddle in the bottom of your tire. And honestly, just go heavy on it. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything to have more. You'll probably have to refill it a couple times a season, so just keep an eye on that. Probably check it before every race. So with the normal tube, you can just use a hand pump or a floor pump, but this needs high pressure to seat the tubeless tire in the bead. So we're going to use a compressor and put like 150 pounds of pressure in there, and then it'll seat up no problem. It's that easy. Right here you can see that the sealant is bubbling out. It sometimes helps whenever it's not so obvious to go in a quiet spot so you can hear it bubbling. So this means that it's not completely seated and you need more pressure. Okay, so for these type of tires, or for any tire, they're rotational. So all that means is the tread's designed to go a certain way. So like this one, it's rotational like this, it's going to spin like that. So you're going to match it up with the rim. So the rim's going to spin that way, and that's going to spin that way. So you put the rim on like that. It's just a pain if you put it on there wrong, because it won't give you as much traction and you'll have to redo it. And once you have sealant in there, it's hard to take it out and put it back in. So just do it right the first time. So now we got our sealant in there. So the tip for this is to flip it before you try to do it. So then, oh yeah, and I also like to partially seal it before get all this speeded up before I pour the sealant in. So then I can just flip it like that, and then the sealant's in the bottom while I pinch the top on. So
12 seconds later.
So in the last one that we seated, we kind of just got lucky and it seated right away. It's not usually that easy, so don't get scared or alarmed whenever it takes you a good 10 minutes, because some of these tires are stubborn, especially if they're older tires and they're not as tight. So this one, these are pretty tight tires, so even though they may not be tubeless ready, but they still are working okay. So we'll see how it works in the long run. You're probably gonna hear a couple crackle noises, and all that is just the bead setting in there, and all the pressure is just pushing it to the edge. So that's a good sign if you hear noises like that, and if there's no sealant bubbling out of there, which there's a little bit right there, as you can see. There's a few bubbles coming out. So we're gonna add a little bit more pressure and see if it fixes it, and if it does, then we're all good to go. If you're still having problems, it helps just to spin the tire around a little bit. It will get all the sealant going through the whole tire and fix any small holes or crevices in your tires. So it's another thing. So that wraps up this week's video. So just like that, you converted this bike into tubeless. So this is way better for Texas riding with all the cactus and thorns and sharp rocks. So I forgot what I was gonna say. Thank you, Tyler, for lending us your bike, and hope you enjoy it. So peace out.
Thank you. Riding in a motherfucking pig. Crackers talking down, man, shut up. Going through a corn maze in my track. Man, you ain't country, you just bow.